Hi guys, I'm Shmi and today I'm in Dubai visiting Top Line Motors. Now on my previous trip out here, I came by to take their 2004 Ford GT out for a test drive. Quite a kind of relevant test drive given I have the new model on order and I wanted to know what the previous one was all about, having not driven it before. But I've come by today just to say hello and catch up and see what's going on. And inside the showroom is a car that I want to take a look at in more detail because again, it's one I've never driven or filmed with. And that car in question is this, the Rolls-Royce Phantom Coupe. Now it's only just gone out of production in fact, so the Phantom line coming to an end with a new Phantom model not too far afield. But the Coupe is sort of the ultimate in luxury, and quite frankly, it's basically the boss of a car. It is so baller in the shape and concept and everything that it sort of represents. It's 5.6 meters long, so it is a huge machine based on the sort of 2003 Phantom, of course, but these came out in 2008. It's a four-seater, but two-door, still has the sort of suicide doors that open towards the rear, like so, which is quite frankly just cool. But in here is a 6.75 litre V12, good for over 450 horsepower. It's 459 PS and 720 Newton meters. So you're still going to get your 0 to 60 in 5.8 seconds, which is quite frankly ludicrous because you're doing that in the style and luxury of a Rolls-Royce. So we're going to take a little bit more of a look around it now, a bit more detail, have a look at the interior and the like, and then we'll take it out for a short little drive because I've never driven a Phantom of any sort, let alone a Phantom Coupe, which is sort of marked by a different shape up here. Of course, the rear section brought a little bit further forward with the loss of the rear doors. I've not even driven a Ghost, to be honest. Only a Wraith. I think that's my only Rolls-Royce driving experience to date. So this basically fits in, well, pretty perfectly out here. It is the ultimate in luxuriousness and nice finishing with the sort of leather, the wood veneers. And remember, this is coming up for 10 years old now. Oh wait, I've got to show you this. Press the button. And then you have an umbrella that has not been used because, well, it doesn't frequently rain in Dubai, but literally that lives tucked in there, which is just cool. There's one on the passenger side too, so we can click that back in. Yes, let me step inside and enjoy the fit and finish in here. But this is where you get to do this. Who doesn't love a motorized suicide door? Oh, crazy. So now I feel like I am in a proper baller seating position. Everything's a little bit visually, I suppose, outdated. It's, you know, a previous generation car. A key in my pocket. I need to pop that in here. And then the starter button is just above. Let's start it up. And the V12's in life, sort of effortless, really. And I think when I'm driving it, it's going to be quite interesting because there's a lot of power, even if it's 2.6 tons of car. You're lugging around all the sort of weight of the materials, the sheer size of the thing, the leathers, the woods, but everything you touch is still really quite nice. You've got these sort of air vent controls here. Oh, press that button and bring the screen around. I didn't even realise that. I suppose we've got the controller to go through. Oh, that would be the volume control. I don't actually know where the navigation controller is in here. Okay, I found it. You open this up and then you have the toggle for the entertainment system. Okay, that's quite cool in a fairly desperately nerdy way. Got a couple of different modes and things in here. So that's in there. Close that up. What else do we have? So that one's just the cigarette tray. Up here you've got the controls for the Starliner on the roof. So if I turn this on, you will see the roof illuminates, and then you've got controls for brightness. It's ridiculously cool. That just finishes off the inside of this car in a ridiculously luxurious way, and you've got all your sort of other controls for your seats and things in here too, and everything you expect, and then it's just a storage cubby hole behind. But I like how all of these controls are just lurking, and I love that. It's just cool. Right, let's close that up. I've still got the engine running, so let's stop this for a moment. Take the key out. Let me show you in the back quickly. Jump out past the 12C. fold the seat forward, because it's not as if there's a shortage of space back here. In fact, there's more than enough. You fold the seat back. Gosh, it even feels cool back here, because look at like the wood trim that's alongside you. So it's actually a proper four-seater. Interesting. Okay, let's jump back out. Handle here to help get out. You've still got to climb through the fairly narrow gap. No problems. So, you can't press the button to do this from the outside, or maybe you can. Just let me move out of the way. Okay, that was pointless, don't ever do that. So, to open the boot, press and hold, the trunk lid raises. Even in here, look at the way it's finished, look at the lining on the inside of the boot. And you can fold this down, and you've got a seat. You can sit 2 people on there. You've got extra storage under here. But even the finish in here is pretty ridiculous, but it is a Rolls-Royce. Closes like that, that drops down. Oh, and it's sort of got a soft close kind of catch on the boot lid there. So, this is a land of luxury. I imagine, before driving it, it's going to feel crazy comfortable as well. So let's go for a drive. And we're rolling, and firstly, this car feels huge, but you're actually sat quite high up, so you have an amazing visibility out kind of all around you. It feels like, well, kind of a boat, but in a very baller way, because you're just, I don't know, it's the luxury, the style, the design of it, knowing what you're in, the seats are so comfortable, the steering wheel is large but very thin. It's very quiet, very, very, very quiet, you would expect so. You've got the sort of 4-way suspension, so when you go around a sort of corner, the car is adaptively keeping it as level as possible. This is, well, literally baller or boss is the sort of best way to describe it. And you can just, even gently accelerating, feel the kind of ooze of power. You have 75% of your 720 Newton meters of torque from 1000 RPM. So basically, you don't need to rev this car very high at all to get on the move very quickly. Top speed is limited to 155 miles per hour, 250 kilometers an hour, the kind of industry standard limitation, because this is about being powerful rather than being fast. But holding the steering wheel going around a corner is a strange, strange sensation. This is very, very odd. You can hear a bit of V12 as you sort of squirt away and start accelerating, but it's not intrusive into the cabin at all. Give it a little squirt. The power reserve is the fun thing. So you don't have a rev counter, you have a power reserve chart that goes the other way from 100% to show you how much you have left, but not sort of in terms of revs, in terms of how much brake horsepower you're actually using. That's kind of standard across Rolls-Royces. So if you lift off back to basically 100%, if I start squirting again, that number goes down. I can see why these are popular out here. You just feel completely I don't know, in a world of luxury, in a world of just cruising along as we come out of the roundabout. The steering wheel's funny. Let me pop my foot down, just sort of feel this. Very smoothly dropping down some gears and effortlessly pulling away again while holding the boat-like steering wheel. This is really cool. One of the strange things is that there are no options for manual on the gearbox or sort of interfering with the car's settings. You basically just drive it. So putting your foot down, the auto box is doing its own thing and choosing all the settings for you. And that's all there is to it. It is completely not about racing. I guess the black badge versions of the Rolls-Royce are probably more interesting from that respect, and how they drive. I've not driven one, maybe at some point, but this is about just cruising in style, and a lot of it. I've got a kind of craving to have a Rolls-Royce in my life right now. Fascinating thing, I'm going round in circles around a roundabout, amazed at the suspension and how flat it keeps the car. I mean, this is a big, heavy, wide, large machine, but we're going quite tightly round a corner, and it's sitting completely sort of dead flat. I mean, you've still got the forces of the weight, but this is rather kind of remarkable in a way that it can do that. But what this experience is sort of all about, I'm going to come off now before we start getting dizzy, is the sort of effortless luxuriousness in the way that the car feels and just drives and just cruises. You jump in, nothing to worry about, off you go, and you're doing it in such an amazing way. We're back, and that was pretty fun in a strange kind of way. Obviously, Rolls-Royces are exceptionally popular out here, and you can see why, because the size of the car is not a problem, and you can just cruise around in so much style. I know I said it, but really, the Phantom Coupe especially literally nails this. You have the Wraith, which is a similar sort of concept, although on the much smaller chassis and frame, but a little bit more powerful as well. Now, this car has kind of had quite a long life. The Phantom itself has had quite a long life, various different forms, the extended wheelbase, the shorter car, the coupe, the drop head as well, of course, the convertible version. But you've got the sort of hugely iconic Rolls-Royce grille, the Spirit of Ecstasy that goes down and up at the front. You've got the sort of dual tone in this car with the silver paintwork and the sort of brushed effect across the bonnet and around the windscreen frame. It's just such a kind of iconic thing. Everybody knows what a Rolls-Royce is. There's the style that comes with them, the statement it makes. And to be honest, it's a really easy drive as well, especially that you just jump in and off you cruise. And this one's for sale here for about 600,000 dirhams, which is 125,000 pounds or thereabouts, 130,000 pounds. It's remarkable how much car you get and how much of a statement you get for that price. But anyway, a bit of a random little drive, coming here to Top Line Motors and taking out the Phantom Phantom Coupe. Just for a little drive. Anyway, as always seeking to film some pretty cool stuff here in Dubai, and there is a lot to come, so stay tuned, watch this space, and I'll catch up with you again very soon. So big thanks to Top Line, make sure you check them out, link in the description down below. Thanks very much, guys. Cheers.